So I thought I'd talk about stress, and because I hear that a lot about that and how people are all stressed out about what's going on in their situation, and so I've got lots of examples about that. As you know, I went to MIT, and one of the claim to fames of MIT, if this is a claim to fame, is that everybody there was a class valedictorian. And they get there, and I can tell you what, they're not going to be all class valedictorians. So it's a very high stress environment, and there's lots of kids that do very bad things to themselves as part of that, and so a lot of it is they just put too many expectations on themselves, and I see that in the work world too. That's a big problem in the work world, and I kind of think of the Amish. Because the Amish they're really so much into their faith that the Amish think that if they have insurance of any kind, health insurance, life insurance, home insurance, they think they're not trusting God enough, so they don't have insurance at all. And the Amish, if you're not familiar with the Amish lifestyle, first of all, the cooking is out of this world good. And there's Amish in southern Iowa, which we spent some time out in southern Iowa. And we love going out there and buying the food from them and talking to them. And so the Amish have a very low stress life. And just because of how they view things, they really put a lot of faith in their relationship with God, which I very much admire. So I really want to kind of give you a little bit of a self-help program on how to avoid stress. The first thing is that I love to read, and I don't read enough, but Purpose-Driven Life, written by Rick Warren, says that life is a test and it's not about you. So if you make it not about you, it'll be less stressful. If you try to serve other people, you'll not get all that freaked out. I also heard from I heard this great quote from Jim Ekman. He's a teacher at Grace University. He writes this thing called Issues in Perspective. It's really good if you could sign up for his blog. It's actually somewhat amazing. And he teaches a Bible study that go to on Wednesday, which you're more than happy to come if anybody sees us. Send me an email. I'll tell them how to get to that thing. Well, Jim said that life is the intersection of faith and wisdom. Holy cow, that was interesting. So I think too many people try to control the outcome instead of seeing what God's trying to do with their life. And I think that they just have a peace with that. They'll have, greater happiness. And if they don't try to control the situation so much, that's what I think a lot of people get in trouble with. They're trying to control the situation, but also what gives them stress is they don't think they can handle it when the situation handles. Like, I do a lot of mountain climbing, and there's a lot of stress out there. In fact, we're climbing Bierstadt next Fridays, or next Saturday, so it'll be interesting, ask me about that later. And a lot of guys, they get all freaked out because they don't know, because there's like this fear of the unknown. When you're climbing a mountain, you don't know, what's ahead of you because you can't see it half the time. And then if it's really cold, you don't know what's going to happen. So these guys basically melt down. In fact, this is an interesting side note. I've seen the fear of God in 4 people's eyes. 3 of them were on the other side of a mountain. And the 4th one is when I saw a mother watch her son drown, which I'm saving, giving CPR, but that's another story. She had the fear of God in her eyes. But I just think you just need to trust God. I say Christian, everybody knows that. Trust God that, it's kind of a plan here, and it's not about you. It's about other people, and just be open-minded with what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know where the end result is going to be. Just because you think something's going to happen doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. You got to look at everything as an opportunity. I'm a big believer is life is 10% what happens to you, 90% what happens, how you react to it. And I also think that 90% of success in life is just showing up. I can tell you over and over again. The reason people is successful is they got out of bed in the morning and showed up. So there's my little kind of pep talk for not being stressed out in a stressed out, keyed out world. So tune in for my next vlog.